What's up, people? Welcome back to Daily Red Devil for all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk. And as always, we're back with another massive story to bring you today. But before we jump into that, please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. And let's jump straight on into it. So, on this video, we're going to be exploring what is going on with the Scott McTominay deal, and we're going to be looking at a bit of a surprise potential replacement for him, which is a name which I'm sure is going to excite a lot of you, me included, so let's jump straight on into it. So in relation to Scott McTominay, at the moment it is being reported by a journalist in the UK that Manchester United are still deep in negotiations with West Ham over the potential sale of Scott McTominay. And it even goes on to say that Manchester United are now willing to soften their original valuation of £45 million if West Ham were willing to agree to £10 million in add-ons. So that would ultimately be West Ham would have to pay £35 million up front plus £10 million in add-ons. Please remember, West Ham had a bid of £30 million rejected by Manchester United last week. So ultimately, Manchester United would be willing to accept 35 plus 10 million in add-ons. That's what's being reported today. Let me know what you think about this one. Do you think that's a good deal? Do you think that's a fair price for Scott McTominay? I think 45 million total package is more than fair. I understand that West Ham have got a ridiculous amount of money from Declan Rice, selling Scamacca. It also looks like Paquetá is also going to be going to Manchester City. So West Ham definitely have the money, but I do think that Scott McTominay is one of those players that if he sits on the bench and doesn't get any game time, his stock price is only going to go down. I think 45 million is a fair price for him. I don't think West Ham will get anything better in the Premier League for that type of price range. But I think if we keep him on the bench for another season and he doesn't get any game time, you run the risk of his price going down even further than that. And you'll be then next summer saying, we don't need this player anymore, but no one's going to give us anywhere close to that amount of money. So for me, I think this 35 million plus 10 million pounds in add-ons is a more than fair price, and I definitely would go to get this deal done. But let me know in the comment section, do you think that is a fair price for Scott McTominay? Do you think we should try and get more out of West Ham, or do you think we should just go for it just in case they don't then go through with it? I think, as I said, they definitely should get this one done. I really, really do. I think it makes a lot of sense. Does the signing of James Ward-Prowse put this deal at risk? I don't think so. West Ham need to make 6 or 7 signings this summer, and if Paquetá goes to West Ham, I think the McTominay deal will almost definitely happen. But let me know in the comment section what you think about that one. Let me know whether you think this deal will go through, and let me know what you think a fair enough price would be for Scott McTominay's signature. Moving on to who looks set to be his replacement. Now, there's a really, really interesting story coming out from ESPN today. Obviously, the American platform, whatever you want to call it, website, and they're saying that Manchester United are now turning their attention to Tchouaméni from Real Madrid. It says Manchester United are looking for a new midfielder and now are turning their attention to Tchouaméni from Real Madrid. It says that Manchester United have joined the race alongside Chelsea and Liverpool for Tchouaméni's signature. Obviously, Chelsea have just signed Moises Caicedo, and it looks like they're going to get Lavia as well. So I don't think Chelsea are in the race anymore. Obviously, Liverpool missed out on Bellingham, missed out on Moises Caicedo, missed out on Lavia. They're definitely going to be looking for a midfielder. So I would say that Manchester United's main competitor in this race would be Liverpool, because we know for a fact that they need a midfielder, right? And then we've also had another story coming out from Spanish outlet Sport, reporting that apparently Erik ten Hag wants to sign Tchouaméni from Real Madrid this summer. It goes on to say that it comes after Bayern Munich entered the race for the Frenchman, although there is very little chance that Real Madrid will let the 23-year-old depart for anything less than the £85.3 million, including add-ons, deal they bought him for last summer. It also says that obviously now that Jude Bellingham has gone to Real Madrid for, I think it was 120 million euros, something around that type of figure. Obviously, his place is now in jeopardy. Obviously, they've got Camavinga as well. They've got an absolute wealth of midfielders. They've still got Kroos, don't they? They've got Modric. They've got can't remember the other person's name, but yeah, Real Madrid have got a whole wealth of midfielders, don't they? So it looks like Tchouaméni has fallen down the pecking order. Obviously, Real Madrid paid an absolutely massive fee for him last summer. And the thing you have to remember on this deal is they are wanting to go for Kylian Mbappe, okay? I know Kylian Mbappe has come out saying that he's not going to leave this summer and all the rest of it, but if PSG completely freeze him out of the project and say you're going to sit in the reserves for the whole of the next season, maybe it forces Real Madrid's hand, and maybe Real Madrid come in this summer and make that bid for Mbappe. And we know that for them to be able to make this bid for Mbappe, they would have to sell players. That's been reported. So Tchouaméni seems like the most likely option in that place. Let me just say this to you, okay? Put it this way. We sell Scott McTominay for 45 million. Good bit of business. Can we then go knock on Real Madrid's door? We did it last season with Casemiro, so don't, everyone sat at home screaming at your screen saying, why the hell are we talking about this? If you'd have told me last season that we were going to sign Casemiro, I would have told you were crazy. There was no way. Impossible. 0% chance. And then out of nowhere, we signed Casemiro. There was nobody linking us to him, and then we just went and got him. So I have a feeling that Manchester United will do some crazy signing this summer, because as great as Onana, Mason Mount and Højlund are, none of them are this really, really big marquee name, are they? And Manchester United are supposedly going to make what is being described as a bonus signing this summer. That was what was reported by Samuel Luckhurst in the Manchester Evening News yesterday. He said that he's been told something that there is going to be some sort of bonus signing this summer. And Manchester United always make a marquee signing. We know that the Glazers like to do that. They like to bring in someone for a lot of money, a shirt seller, somebody that they can, somebody with commercial value. And I definitely think Tchouaméni is that type of name. He's a very like hipster type player, isn't he? He's someone that is definitely a marquee name and a marquee player. 23 years of age, obviously an incredible player. He isn't going to get in the team above Jude Bellingham. He definitely isn't, I don't think. Whether or not we could get him for less than £85 million, I don't think so. I think we'd have to pay what Real Madrid paid for him. And there's even a story coming out as well today from, now this source compared to ESPN, compared to the other sources we've discussed, is nowhere near on the same level. So I've left this one right to the end. So take this one with a pinch of salt. And they're reporting that Manchester United have apparently made an offer of £60 million for Tchouaméni. And it goes on to say that as Ten Hag keeps his word to the midfielder, it says Erik Ten Hag has kept his promise to Tchouaméni after Manchester United have apparently made a bid for the Real Madrid midfielder, according to reports. It says Erik Ten Hag is still looking to get deals for a midfielder and a centre-back over the line before the end of the transfer window. Blah, blah, blah. And it says, there are now rumours that Real Madrid midfielder Tchouaméni would still be Erik Ten Hag's ideal candidate for midfield summer if everything aligns. So that's the key thing here, and that's the thing to emphasise on this video. It's if McTominay goes for 45 million, that's what's being reported today. You can see all the sources at the bottom of on the video in the latest news section. I've put all the sources in there for you to read yourself. But if McTominay goes for 45 million, then Manchester United could press the trigger on this deal for Tchouaméni. If we got that deal done, it would be an incredible bit of business, and I would definitely rather have Tchouaméni than Amrabat, 100%. He is world class. He definitely is. So the publication who have put out the story saying that Manchester United have put in a bid is Nacional, which is a Spanish newspaper. And they're saying that Spanish publication Nacional claim that Manchester United have now made a €70 million, £60 million offer for Tchouaméni, with Manchester United hoping it will be enough to convince Real Madrid president Florentino Perez to sell. It goes on to say it is understood that Ten Hag has contacted the French international player a few weeks ago and promised him that he would do everything possible to get him out of Real Madrid. And then it says the 23-year-old Tchouaméni has thanked the Dutchman but has refused to make a decision until there was an agreement between the two clubs. Tchouaméni could now have a decision to make, with the report insisting that Manchester United have lodged an offer, with Ten Hag convinced that the Frenchman is a necessary reinforcement. I mean, a lot seems to be happening around this one. It was one that I didn't think we'd hear anything about whatsoever. I've had lots and lots of people message me about Tchouaméni, asking me what my opinions were on it. And I've always said, to be honest, I think about 5% chance. Now, if McTominay goes, I think that chance would increase, because the thing you have to remember here is Sofian Amrabat is coming in as a replacement for Fred and Donny. Okay? We're getting rid of Fred to Fenerbahce, and Donny's going to Real Sociedad. Those two people are as good as gone. That's what Fabrizio said, so, okay. Amrabat will replace them. He's going to replace those two. We're still going to need another midfielder if Scott McTominay goes, 100%. We won't have enough otherwise. We'll be weak in our midfield. So I think this deal could happen if McTominay goes. The only fear for me is, do Liverpool now re-enter the race? Do they go in really aggressive, knowing that they've just been rejected for both Romeo Lavia and Moises Caicedo? I think they probably do, which means then you do have tough competition. I would imagine that Tchouaméni would rather come to Manchester United and play Champions League football, but that's just my suspicion. Maybe he's a Liverpool fan. I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs on that. But as always, please do let me know in the comment section what you think about this one. Would you like to see Tchouaméni at Manchester United if Scott McTominay leaves the club? Do you think there's any truth in this report coming out today that Manchester United have put in this apparent £60 million bid? My opinion is, I wouldn't be surprised if we do a signing like this because the Glazers, Manchester United, always seem to do things like this. Casemiro, Ronaldo. We always make these surprise signings that catch everyone off guard. So if McTominay goes, I would expect us to do this type of signing. I would. 45 million for McTominay. We should be buying somebody like Tchouaméni. We need to be buying a world-class player to replace him. So hopefully this one happens. I will, of course, keep you updated. This has been Daily Red Devil. I've been Kieran. I'll catch you guys on the next one. But please remember to smash a like and subscribe before you leave. Lots of love. Peace out.